Schedule, experience, and budget. These three factors are different for everybody. So please stop using a one path fits all approach to generating unbelievable deals in your real estate business. I don't care if you're adding these properties to your portfolio, you're fix and flipping, or you're wholesaling real estate. I am telling you, there is a specific order that you need to follow so that you can have the most success as fast as possible. And we're going to be breaking down what I call the real estate investing lead generation blueprints based on those three factors so that you know which marketing channels you should focus on depending on where you are at. If you're part-time, if you're full-time, if you have a big budget, if you have a low budget or no budget for marketing, and if you have experience or if you are brand new, all right? Because here's the really interesting thing. After working with over 3,000 real estate investors one-on-one, I have discovered that most of the time when you focus on the right path, you're going to get to success. You're going to get there faster than most people, but then all of a sudden things get wiggly. All of a sudden you start getting real creative. But if you follow this matrix that I'm about to show you, I am telling you, you're going to stay on the right path and really build something that's predictable, it's long-lasting, and it is going to be wildly profitable. So let's jump right in here, all right? This is what I call the real estate investing lead generation blueprints. Check this out. At the top of this matrix are 6 different vertical columns. We've got direct mail. We've got referral. We've got cold call and SMS. We call that talking to people. TTP and SMS is text messaging. So you got cold calling, text message. You've got hiring VAs to do the work for you. You've got pay-per-click and pay-per-lead. This covers most of, if not all, of the off-market lead generation sources that you can consider, all right? And we're going to break it down based on, okay, well, what happens if you're part-time, you have no money for marketing, and you're brand new? Well, if that's the case, then I would highly suggest that you stick with direct mail. You start building up your referrals, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do all this. I just want to kind of set the stage here. You either do text message marketing or cold calls, depending on your budget, but stay away from hiring a virtual assistant. Stay away from pay-per-click. You're not even close to that. Stay away for pay-per-lead for these deals. Stay completely away from that. All right? And this is usually where people start. They're starting part-time. They got full-time jobs. They got full-time responsibilities. They're in school, whatever it is. So they've got a very congested schedule. So they got to find the spots in there where they can commit to this business. And you don't have a huge marketing budget for it. That's why you're in this business. That's why you see real estate as your avenue to, one, replace your income, start building the lifestyle you want, and then start building long-term wealth. But when you're new and you're competing against 5 other offers, you're going to get beat out. You don't have the skills yet of effectively communicating with the property owner why they should do business with you. So don't do don't do inbound marketing where people are calling you. Don't spend a bunch of money in the right side of these columns. Don't spend it on hiring people and pay-per-click and pay-per-lead and all these other things, because you're going to be competing against a ton of other people. All right? Once you have experience, then you can get into that. But this is the path. Now, let's talk about direct mail. I'm not talking about sending out thousands. I'm not talking about spending a tremendous amount of money on direct mail. What I'm talking about is sniper approach direct mail. The 1,000 worst properties in your marketplace. The 100 worst properties in your marketplace. You can literally today drive around town, get all of the properties that are in really rough shape. I highly suggest you use the Deal Machine app for this. use the Deal Machine app. We've got a coupon code for you. Get it at the best price, and you got all the information about the property owner and everything that's going on there. And you can literally one click in that app and send them direct mail pieces. Now, when you send direct mail pieces, make sure that you have a different phone number on those direct mail pieces, because when those calls come in, you want to recognize that this is a potential lead. So you can go and you can get phone numbers from callrail.com. That's what we use. You can use other phone numbers for your caller ID on your direct mail pieces, but make sure that you use a different phone number and stay very, very, very lean with your budget. Be very, very specific on who you are sending mail to. And I'm telling you, direct mail works better in smaller markets. And here's something that I want to mention here on this whole matrix. If you overlay on this whole thing, big market versus small market, it gets real interesting. And I'll give you some nuances here in this training, but smaller markets, specifically with direct mail, are absolutely fantastic. With the referrals, guys, I am telling you, this is real estate agents. This is people that you know. There is a video here. We will put it in the comments section so that you can watch it afterwards on how to add 10 deals from referrals this year to your business by going into Facebook, requesting a ton of people that are in the real estate business, and posting every single day that I buy houses. I buy houses every single day. You do that. Send me your deals. I buy houses. Send me your opportunities. You do that to enough real estate agents and people in the real estate business. And I know it's scary. I know. Oh my gosh, what are people going to think of me? I'm a teacher. I'm a karate instructor. I'm a truck driver. I'm in the military. I'm an attorney. I'm all these things that people want to label you as, and then you post every single day that I buy houses, and you're like, well, what are people going to think? They're going to think it's awesome. And if they don't, unfriend them. That's the best thing about social media. You don't have to deal with nonsense. You can block out anybody that you want and keep all the positivity. And I'm telling you, people will respond favorably when they understand that you are serious, you have conviction that you are a real estate entrepreneur. And it might feel a little bit like fake it till you make it. You might get a little bit of imposter syndrome, but block all that out. You are powerful, you're incredible, and you're going out and you are going to change the landscape of your real estate community. I'm telling you. You're going to go out and do amazing things. So have that confidence. Let me pour that into you so that you can go out and take massive imperfect action. And then when it comes to being really proactive every day, who are you going to call? Who are you going to call every single day to make sure that you're getting the best opportunities? Right? Who are you going to reach out to? Who are you going to text? And by the way, guys, when you are cold calling and when you're texting, make sure that you do that you scrub your list against the DNC, the do not call list. I understand it's going to get rid of like 2/3 of the phone numbers. Who cares? Get rid of them. Get them out of there. Focus on the ones that you can call. And if you can't, then you go and you knock on the doors. And you go and you be proactive. And you go and you just try to get a hold of that property owner. And the same thing with text message marketing. Make sure that you are scrubbing it on the DNC list. We use Launch Control through rhinotexting.com. They already do it. They keep us super protected by making sure that we can't text anybody on the DNC list. But if you're part-time and you have no money and you're new to this business, then that's what you have to do. And it's pretty much the same if you are part-time, no money, and experience. And the reason I say that, if you drop down one line, is because you don't have the budget for people to call you. So what are you going to do? You got to be loud about what you're doing. You have to be very, very, very focused on who you send direct mail to get some calls coming in, right? And you still got to be proactive. You still have to reach out to property owners and see if they would consider an offer on their property. But if you don't have the budget to hire a VA and to do pay-per-click and to do pay-per-lead, but you do have some experience with sales, you're going to go faster. Because the fact is you have a skill, and that skill is effective communication. And when you have skills, you have a stronger mindset. When you have a stronger mindset, there's less barriers for you to go out and take action. So go bananas. go absolutely bananas on this. And I want to just real quick, I want to show you the perfect schedule for part-time versus full-time as a real estate entrepreneur. All right? Here's the perfect part-time schedule. And part-time means 20 hours minimum per week. Minimum. Brent, I don't have 20 hours. Yes, you do. I'm telling you, you do. You have 168 hours a week. We have 168 hours a week. Absolutely incredible. So even if you sleep full-time, nobody does. Even if you work full-time, even if you have 7 kids, whatever else, you can find 20 hours to commit to this business. I know you can. I have an example of this. Every Wednesday is what we call Daddy Bo Night. Bo is my 7-year-old. And we go out and we get ice cream, right? And we walk down to this ice cream shop. It's called Scooptopia. It's awesome. It's in Central Phoenix. And the owner there, Gina, works full-time. She wakes up at 5 o'clock in the morning. She's at her job at a chip manufacturing plant, right? A microchip manufacturing plant from 6:30 to like 3:30. And then she takes off and then she starts her shift as an entrepreneur at Scooptopia here that she's working from like 4:30 till it closes at 8 every single day. She has one employee that works part-time on the weekends. She's there all the time. I'm like, Gina, what are you doing? You're going to get exhausted. She's like, I'm living the American dream. I'm a business owner. I at some point this will, offset and we'll be able to, do this full time. They also own a barbecue restaurant that her husband runs and he works full time. I mean, I'm just telling you, you got to have that hustle mindset. You have to have that spirit inside that says, no matter what, I'm going to change my life by dedicating 20 hours a week to this business. You can do it. I believe in you. I know that you can do it. You're incredible. So find this time for 15 hours of lead generation. That's when you're actually speaking with property owners. That's your highest income producing activity that you have. 1 hour of practice and role play. Right? You can do this in the mirror or you can find somebody incredible. You can look in the comments section, guys. If you are interested in finding a role play partner and practicing with people, put it in the comments section. If you're watching this live, don't put it in the chat. The chat's fine, and that's good to connect with. Put it in the comments section so that people that watch this afterwards can connect with you. It stays there forever, and most people go to comments and not the chat. It's just some advice there. I highly suggest you put it in the comments section and find role play partners that are going to be serious with you. 1 hour of lead follow-up every week, right? We got to make sure that we're not just hunting, but we're also gathering, right? Once we have those leads that we're doing our lead follow-up, 1 hour of driving for dollars, finding the ugliest properties that need the most significant amount of investment, and then 2 hours for appointments, more driving for dollars if you don't have appointments, and then more lead follow-up as you start building up your pipeline of leads. And I am telling you, you are going to build up your pipeline of leads. Now, Brent, I'm full-time. Boom, perfect. 8:30 to 9, practice and role play every day. Practice and role play. Again, if you don't have a practice and role play partner, put your information or at least, say, hey, listen, I'm looking for a role play partner in the comments section. I'm telling you, it's such a great opportunity to meet people from around the world that you can do business with. It's absolutely incredible. And we look at the stats, we look at the analytics of the YouTube channel, and there's people all over the world watching. All over. It's absolutely incredible. This business is the best. Being a real estate entrepreneur, investor, wholesaler, it's the best. And people understand that, especially coming from other countries. So don't be scared to put in the comment section if you live somewhere else. That'd be awesome. Noon to 12:15 lunch. We don't take hour lunches. We don't take 2-hour lunches. We don't do this nonsense. We don't decompress. We don't do any of that stuff, right? We're having so much fun in this business that we want to keep doing this business. So from noon to 12:15, you got lunch. 12:15 to 1, you're doing your lead follow-up. 1 o'clock to 5 o'clock, you're doing additional lead follow-up, and again, driving for dollars. your seller appointments, and then you're selling your deals. If you're wholesaling, you are doing your cash buyer negotiations during this time. All right? Awesome. So that's the difference between part-time and full-time when we're going through the real estate investing lead generation blueprints. All right, now, what if we have a little bit of a budget? What if we have a budget? What should we do here? Well, if you have a budget, now it opens it up a little bit, right? Now you're still new, right? You're not to the point where I would suggest that you do pay-per-click. Not yet. You don't have the systems and processes in place to make sure that you're converting if you're brand new, okay? If you're brand new and you're part-time, I am telling you, you're going to waste your money because you have to respond to pay-per-click leads within 60 seconds. Not 60 minutes, not 5 minutes, 60 seconds. And this is a metric that we track every single week in our scoreboard. Jackie, my leads manager, is tracking literally when that call comes in, how many were answered live. I mean, you want them answered. I mean, if the calls come in from your website, you want them answered live, but also we track how fast we respond once we get a notification from a pay-per-click lead. And it has to be within 1 minute because they will go to 2, 3 other websites. You're probably the third or fourth website that they're putting their information in, but sometimes you're the first. You get them, you start negotiating, and you start building that relationship early on, and you typically find better opportunities. All right? Can you afford a VA if you have money and you're part-time? Absolutely. Absolutely. Now you can get somebody that's really, really, really great. We use callmotivatedsellers.com. They're phenomenal. That's who we use. And they're the best of the best. There's plenty of other VA companies that you can go with. But if you're looking for like Americans calling, again, scrubbing against the DNC list and the litigator scrub, you're calling, you're staying protected, you're building long-term marketing channels here. Call Motivated Sellers is the best with American callers. But if you want somebody from somewhere else, go for it. I mean, you could definitely get them for, under $10 an hour. And so if that fits into your budget, go for it. And then either they're sending text messages or they're calling, and you're still posting every single day. Listen, the direct mail and the referrals, that's built into all of these plans. I think that you should be sending out direct mail to very specific driving for dollars leads all the time. All the time. Every 6 weeks, they should be getting something from you. All right. And you can set that up automatically, again, with Deal Machine or with flipfinder.ai. Your AI list there is another unbelievable list to be sending your direct mail to. You can set it all up in there in flipfinder.ai or Deal Machine or both, just depending on what your budget is. Right. And so, and let's talk about pay per lead. This is when pay-per-lead starts getting into play here. Pay-per-lead, all right? There's a ton of pay-per-leads. We use propertyleads.com. There's a ton, right? There's LeadZolo, there's Speed to Lead, there's a ton of it. Need to Sell My House Fast. Those guys, all of those, you can play around with whoever you want there. But we use propertyleads.com. And it's a bidding system, right? You bid a certain amount per lead. When the lead comes in, it has to be a verified lead, that it's actually somebody that's selling. It's not something that's on the market. It's not some fake lead. And then you pay for that. And it's up to you and your skills to be able to convert that. All right. And I think it's a good opportunity. I think that there's always like weekend sales for some of those companies where they sell it for super cheap for the ones that are kind of like the rougher leads, I would say. I've heard of some people converting. I haven't. We haven't. But there's opportunity there, right? Now, part-time, you've got money and you've got experience. All right? If you've got all that, then I want you to be doing both. You need to be getting the most out of the list that you're pulling, and that means you are doing calls and texts. You've got a VA that's doing both of those for you. You can get companies that do both of those for you. You're doing paper leads, you've got your referrals going, and you've got your direct mail. All right? It's all across the board. You're doing both there because you've got some experience and you're adding, the more experience you have, the more leads that you can take. And that's why I say you should open it up to both the calling and the texting. All right? Both the calling and the texting, just stay away from pay-per-click. You're going to see basically stay away from pay-per-click until you are full-time, you got money and experience. And we'll get into that, and that's when it really starts opening it up. But it's really, really, really awesome when you get to that point. But it's levels to the game, right? Don't jump to full-time money and I've got experience if you're part-time, you have no budget, and you're new, right? But you see this, right? It's all over ads, and it's like, we're going to send you all these deals, and we're going to do deals with you, and we're going to do all these things. I have never seen that model work. I don't know what is happening out there with those models. If it does, put it in the comments section. I would love to have a conversation with anybody that's built a long-term business with people that are done-for-you leads. But most of the time, let's be honest, that's just the hook to get you into a coaching or mentorship program that you spend thousands on. And, maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. I don't know. I don't know enough about it. But, yeah. Let's keep moving on here. Full-time, no money, and new. So you're full-time. You don't have a tremendous amount of money. You're like making a transition in your business. You kind of keep that nest egg for living expenses. You've got that 60, 90, 120 days, maybe 6 months of expenses, personal expenses set to the side, but you're new and you're like, you know what? I left my job or I got a release from my job. I've got some money. I'm new. What should I do? Direct mail, sniper approach, referrals, either calls or texts, and that's it. You're kind of in the same boat as part-time no money new and full-time no money experienced. Stay in the pocket there, guys. Stay in the pocket of doing your direct mail, your referral, right? Making sure that you're being loud and have a bunch of conviction about what you're doing, and you're texting or calling. Don't do both. Pick one or the other. Pick one or the other. Because if you try to do both, neither of them are going to do well here. All right? You just kind of wait for that. All right? You don't have enough money to really do both marketing channels like somebody that's part-time with money or full-time with money, even if they're new or experienced. Keep the budget tight. If you're living off it and you're full-time or you're part-time and you have no experience in this, like earn the conversations and go on as many appointments as possible, right? Because this is going to get you the experience level. This is going to get you that experience level, and then all of a sudden, you're going to go from no budget to budget, no money to money, right? And that's when things start opening up. But I want you to earn the income from this business as much as possible, right? Get the proof of concept, stay focused, block out the shiny objects, and just go for it. Just pick one path, either calls or texts, and go for it, right? Either way. Full-time or part-time, no budget, new and experienced, stay in that pocket. Now, let's remember this, guys. Let's remember real quick. I want to add this into this training because it's very important. I will leave a link here so that you can download this. But if you have not put together your business plan yet, this whole matrix that I'm giving you is going to get crazy. If you don't know what your income goals are and what you've done in the past and where you found your deals, or maybe you're just getting started and you don't have a written business plan that's in front of you, all of this is just going to fall away. It's going to disintegrate in your hands. All right, so make sure it's right here. We've got it all right here. It's got, I think it's, 7 pages. 7 pages for you to go through this exercise. I don't want to go through this exercise. It's going to be real tough being an entrepreneur then. I'm just telling you. This is going to be the most challenging thing you've ever done in your life is being an entrepreneur. That's why there's the top 1%. That's why most businesses fail. That's why most people in real estate, 80 to 90%, are out of it within the first 12 months. One, they don't have a plan. Two, they're competing. They think that they're competing against everybody else, and that's nonsense. There's 14 million opportunities every single year. U.S. Census says 6 to 10% the real estate market is in distress at all times, depending on what area you're at. So you got upwards to 14 million opportunities. There's way more opportunities than there are us. And comparison is the thief of joy, but the seed of greatness. But you shouldn't be comparing yourself to other real estate entrepreneurs. You should be comparing yourself to your business plan. That's it. This is it. This is what you're comparing yourself to, is your business plan. So stop being an amateur, be a professional, put together your business plan, put together your marketing plan based on this matrix, and go bananas. Boom. And make sure that you take the skills test, which is number 7 here, and be honest. What do you rate yourself on the 10 skills that you need to be an effective real estate entrepreneur? And then you know what you need to work on. And if you've never done a deal before, and you've never done any of this, start with the 1. It gives you so much more runway to grow. But growing hurts. Yes, it does, but it makes you stronger. Right? I watched this Alex Hormozi little clip, and I think he's just phenomenal. I mean, he's really deep. He's like a modern-day philosopher. And he's like, if you wanted to build somebody that was really versatile, what would you do? You'd put them in a bunch of situations that they're uncomfortable with and have them, get better and better and better. If you wanted to make somebody strong, what would you do? Well, you'd have to give them a lot of stress. And that stress would build them up, and they'd be able to deal with it. If you wanted to make somebody patient, what would you do? Well, you wouldn't give it to them, give them things right away. I thought that was really cool. I thought that was really, really, really cool. And I think about that because I struggle with that at times. I do. I want it now. I want it right now. It's like that I don't know if it's an A-type personality. I don't think I am. I'm thinking more of an expressive type of personality. But it's like a driver. It's like why aren't we doing this right now? Why isn't this happening for me right now? Because the journey, man, the path, the things that you have to overcome to be a successful entrepreneur is a challenge like nothing else. Mentally, sometimes physically, certainly emotionally. But if you have a plan and you follow this path, then at least you have, some guardrails up. At least you're not just all willy-nilly just trying to figure this all out on your own. And so use these tools that I'm giving you guys. Use these tools, the business plan, use these tools for the marketing. And remember, I'll just put this on here, that real estate breaks down into 3 parts. Lead generation, conversion of those leads, and exit strategy. That's all real estate investing. How are you going to find the deals? Are you going to get referrals? Are you going to send out marketing? Or are you going to prospect? That's it. Conversion. You got to pre-qualify. You got to do your lead follow-up, and you got to do your offer presentation. Exit strategy. Are you going to wholesale it? Are you going to buy it and then sell it, flip it? Or are you going to buy it and hold it? You're going to put it in your portfolio. That's it. That's all the strategy. Now, there's certain strategies for, creative finance and putting properties into your portfolio and different ways to build up your wholesale business and your cash buyers and all that. But none of that matters unless you have great opportunities. And like the number 1 rule in real estate, I say number 2 rule. Number 1 rule is location, 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 for sure. Number 2 is you make money when you buy. You make money when you buy the property. So you need to find really incredible deals. And that's why lead generation typically is the biggest struggling point when we're getting into this business, even when we're growing and scaling the business. Where do we put our resources? Where do we put our personnel? Where do we put our budget? Where do we put our operation? How do we make sure that that's all working in alignment and working really fast? Yeah, it's this business is awesome. This business is absolutely awesome, but you have to have a plan. You have to have a plan, or it just goes crazy. That's the glue that keeps all these three processes together. Is what your plan is, and that's your business plan. So make sure, guys, we'll put the link in the comments section, or the show notes, one of the two, and both. We're going to put it in both. Matt says, and make sure that you take advantage of that if you haven't already. All right, now let's go through the last ones. Full time. You got money, baby. You got a budget for this, but you're new. All right? Stay away from pay-per-click. You're going to get destroyed. You're going to get destroyed. I can't tell you how many very successful entrepreneurs in other areas or just highly paid professionals, people that were CEOs, people that were doctors or attorneys, want to jump right into pay-per-click. And I get it, because all roads lead to pay-per-click. Because at some point, you're going to be this bottom one, right? You got a full-time business, you've got a budget, and you got experience. At some point, you're gonna filter down, boop, 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 down there, right? And I hope sooner than later. And that's my whole goal with this training right here. Full-time money and new. Stay away from pay-per-click, because you're just going to get beat by the people that have experience and know how to, they got all the systems in place to get on that appointment. They know how to do the appointment intake. They know how to go and pre-qualify. They understand the comparables. They understand the different exit strategies. They understand all of that stuff. And pay-per-click is, in most major markets, 10,000 minimum spend to Google, and 3,000 to 4,000, depends on who you're using, for your agency that's going to run that. And I would highly suggest somebody run that. I brought a guy in from Google, and he's running everything for us and the Rhino Tribe. If you're interested in that, put it in the comments and I'll respond to you. But it's 10,000 minimum in major markets and like 5,000 minimum in smaller markets, but it should probably be 10. I mean, that's how you really start building momentum. But I don't want people spending a ton of money and they don't have the experience on being able to close them, because it will suck you dry. It'll take all the profits that you've made from this business, from being a real estate entrepreneur, and you're just giving it back to the market, baby. Time and time again, people are just like, oh, yeah, I gave it back. Gave it back to hiring too fast. I gave it back to putting too much into different marketing channels I wasn't ready for. So if you're new and you're full-time and you've got money and you're rocking and rolling, do everything except for pay-per-click. Okay? Now, there might be questions on, well, what about getting deals off the MLS? Totally understand. I think that kind of falls into referral, but I left it off of this because, in my opinion, getting deals off of the MLS is very market dependent. If it is a seller market, to build a business long term off of getting deals off of the MLS, unless you have a very tightened creative finance approach to be able to grab the properties that aren't selling because the prices are too high, but you find that the property owner will work with you in some creative sense. I get that. But in a really good, in a hot market where the inventory is low, MLS deals are, they just get bid up. Everybody sees them. Everybody sees them. So you're not getting the best deals. You can. I mean, it's case by case. I don't want to say that. But for the most part, I want you to build a long-lasting business that doesn't rely on getting deals off of the MLS, because that is the number one house of cards that I've seen year after year after year. People going after and selling to hedge funds, people going after building their portfolio with some of these deals, people going after the properties on the market and getting it low and wholesaling it, and then all of a sudden they can't do it anymore. The MLS doesn't have anything. It's too congested. Everybody's trying to offer on those properties, and you can't grow. With this, you can grow. I am telling you, this is the path that the best of the best of the best of the best follow. So at the bottom, full-time money experience, some direct mail, answer those calls live. Answer those calls live. When people call you from direct mail, answer those calls live. And you can play around if you have a big enough team and a nice, sweet budget. You can start sending out some significantly more direct mail, right? You're already building referral base because you and everybody in your staff is posting that you buy houses all the time. You could slap a sticker or wrap your car that you buy houses. You could get billboard. You could do all sorts of different things, right? You're doing the calling. You're doing the texting. You've got VAs doing all that for you, so that's all taken care of. You have scrubbed against the DNC and the litigator list, but you're still finding great opportunities on there. You're doing pay-per-click. You're doing pay-per-lead. Now you've got it all. Now you've got all these different marketing channels. And the interesting thing about that, once you build it to this point, once you're at that performance plus, if you look at the little brainstorms there, and I'll go through that in just a second. But you've got all these different marketing channels. One marketing channel is going to go bananas one month. Then all of a sudden, for some reason, this one's going to go crazy. And then that one. And then all of a sudden, one month, they're all going bananas. And you end up having a really, 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 really solid month. And so that's where I'm at in my business. We're having the best start of our year that we've ever had. We've got the systems dialed in. We've got the AAA plus people on the team, on every single seat on the bus, so to speak. I don't know why that's a thing, seat on the bus. It makes sense, though. I don't know why. When I think of that, I'm like, yeah, he's on this seat and she's on this seat and this and this. I don't know why, but it's a good analogy. And we've got all the rows rock and rolling. But that's the blueprints. This is what we do. It's a plug and it's not a plug. This is what we do when people join our coaching program. Is I go through because I've diagnosed 3,000 of these. I know where to put people and the right practices and the right tools and the right systems to put in place. And then you layer on top of that accountability of did you actually do what you're supposed to, and support from 40 hours of support calls a week, and you just can't lose. That's why the Rhino Tribe is the best of the best. But it's you can certainly take this. You can YouTube University, do all that stuff, do your thing, rock and roll. But if you want to join the best of the best, wholesalinginc.com. Check us out. Love to have a conversation with you. But that's it, guys. That is the breakdown of the real estate investing lead generation blueprints. I am telling you, follow this path. First, put together your business plan. Then put together your marketing plan. And then take massive imperfect action and work your way down to the bottom of these blueprints. And I am telling you, that is going to be the key to success. You stay focused on that. You stay diligent on it. You don't spend money frivolously. You don't get that big check in, and then all of a sudden you're spending it on all these other things that are going to just take all your money. Oh, well, I want to work on the business, not in the business. Not yet. Not yet. Earn that right. Earn that right. It takes a while. It takes a long time to do that. It takes a long time to have enough success to be a magnet for successful people to join you. Because what happens is you get to success, you have some success, and then you have other people that aren't successful that want to be around you, and then you hire them. They're the wrong fit. It stunts your growth. You take 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. All of a sudden you have to lay everybody off, and you're starting at a place that you don't want to be at. You start backwards. And so don't do that. I don't know if I explained that right, but that happens. That's exactly what happens. But when you have enough track road of success, and you can show people that you have built something special, you've built a machine, that if they come into this machine, the machine's going to be even better. absolutely even better, and they'll be able to maximize their potential of earnings. That's when you get the best people to work with you, never for you. Working for somebody is a option. It's a choice. People don't have to work. People don't have to certainly work for you. So they never work for you. They work with you. And if you have the plan in place and the business plan and the success record, boom, that's when you get to incredible profitability. And that's when you can work on the business, not in the business. So earn that right. I love you. I hope you got a lot out of this. Please, please, please put a comment in here on what your favorite part of this is. If you're not subscribed, make sure that you subscribe right now and hit the like button. If you got something out of this, hit that like button. That really helps out the channel, and we would love that. So that's it. Thank you. As always, Matt, you want to come on out? Luke, I don't know. Luke's editing something. I don't know if he's watching this. Come on out. We want to say goodbye. It's just Matt and I today on the show. Thank you for joining us, guys. We love you. Keep your house clean, protect your health, and increase your value to the world. You'll live an incredible life. I'll see you next week.